Hey guys, happy Sunday, June 22nd. We have just 8 days left in quarter two for the domestic box office. And I know everybody is really wondering, what are these box office numbers going to come out at? Is it going to be a level that allows AMC to make a profit for Q2? I think that we have a good shot. We'll get into that in just a second. But before we talk about box office, let's just acknowledge that this is going to be an interesting week for the market in general. We have the Israel, Iran, and now U.S. bombing of Iran conflict going on. We got the markets potentially worried about that into next week. The potential worry about oil prices going up. And I even have seen Bitcoin trending down over the last day or so. So a lot of moving parts to keep an eye on, and pray for peace as always. Moving over now to look at the box office, maybe some surprises here for a few of you guys. It came in pretty much where I thought it would be, around 125 million overall gross for this weekend, with How to Train Your Dragon holding down the #1 spot, $37 million for this 3-day weekend. 28 years later came in right on my expectations at $30 million for its opening weekend. Elio was the big disappointment, although I did try and temper expectations. If you follow me on social media, I was letting you guys know that Elio was not tracking to have a very good opening weekend, and that, you know, look, we got How to Train Your Dragon, we got Lilo and Stitch. Maybe Elio was just bad scheduling. Maybe they should have pushed it out to a different date, but it is what it is, and it's behind us now. So only 21 million for Elio. Bringing up the remaining top 10 are other movies that have been out for the last week or two. Now, going into next weekend, the last weekend of this month, we have F1 and Megan 2.0. F1, I'm expecting to come in around 60 to 65 million for the 3-day weekend. Megan 2.0 is not tracking very well right now, to be blunt. 15 to 20 million dollars would be my expectation for the Megan 2.0 opening weekend. And if we take those two movies, which are the two new ones, and add in the others that we have still hanging on, How to Train Your Dragon 28 years later, and the weekdays, we are at, what were we at? For this quarter right now, we are at 2.465. I think that's, you know, a reasonable chance that we get over $2.6 billion, somewhere just over 2.6 billion to finish out Q2. And I think, you know, a couple weeks ago when I tweeted out my lowering the number, my expectation for Q2 from 2.8 to 2.6, I got a lot of pushback from many of you, but I still think that 2.6 is a good number for Q2. Good, reasonable number of where we are likely to end up. Would I like it to be better? I'd love it to be better. But, you know, there's a 66% chance that AMC will have a profit for Q2 with a 2.6 billion domestic box office. What do I mean by 66%? You know, I categorize my profit or loss projections based on AMC's market share. Was it low, average, or high? I think if the market share was average or high, when we add in food, concessions, and merch, that there is a high probability that in those two scenarios, AMC will book a small profit for Q2 on 2.6 billion. If the market share for AMC comes in on the low side, which I don't expect it will be, but if it did, there's a chance that Q2 could be a loss. Obviously, the higher we get above 2.6 billion, the less we got to worry about talking about a loss. And maybe we could have some more fun stuff to talk about, just trying to identify what are the profit expectations if we get closer to 2.7. But we'll cross that bridge in about 9 days when we close out June and close out Q2. In other big news that we have been watching, at least on this channel, the Bondholder versus AMC lawsuit, one of the two remaining short-term risk things that I am worried about, that I'm watching my DD for my trading decisions. you do whatever you want. But this is something that I'm watching very closely. And we got an update in the past week that the hearing for this lawsuit has been postponed again, now to August 11th, it says here. And the reason it says is because the parties are engaged in discussions that may result in the resolution of this action. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been talking about my expectation is this lawsuit will settle, that it won't go all the way to a judge or a jury making a decision, that the two parties will come up with an agreement before that point. And so they've asked the judge for a little more time to finish their talks, and hopefully they hammer something out, an agreement that both parties can live with. Both parties being all of these bondholders up here and AMC as the other party. What this settlement is going to cost, I don't know. But I would say, you know, for the people that have been pushing this negative Nelly story about AMC is going to be found in default and therefore be forced to file bankruptcy, I do not think that that is going to be an outcome of this case. And the only thing that we've been hearing is that the parties are in settlement discussions. So a settlement discussion's not complete till it's complete, but you know, they are showing the intent to keep working on it. And I hope that that works out. And when it does, they'll issue a press release, and then we'll find out what were the terms of the settlement. Was it, is it going to cost the company any cash? Is it going to cost the company any shares? Is it going to require the debt to be juggled around again? I don't know. I'm not that smart. We'll have to wait and see. But the resolution and that settlement agreement is something that is important for me to know before I make any further investment decisions on AMC. I'm going to wrap it up here. We are going to see The Materialists tonight in just about 30 minutes. So I need to close this one off. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. I'm Tony Denaro, and I will see you on the next video.